Hey guys, it's Reading with Audrey, back again with another video, and today we will be reading Chapter 10 of All the Answers by Kate Messner. In the last chapter, Ava got annoyed with the pencil because of the stupid free will rule. She kept trying to ask questions such as, are my mom and dad gonna get divorced? What will Mr. Romero pick for my next song? Questions that anyone could change the answer to right away. She ended up getting really mad, but hey, at least she got to spend some quality one-on-one time with her mom. Let's see if she gets to spend some more time with her mom in the next chapter. Let's get on with it, guys. Chapter 10. Science Class Psychic. When Ava came down for breakfast Friday morning, Dad was scribbling on a big piece of paper. Give me more, he urged Marcus and Emma. If we keep on brainstorming, something amazing is going to come up. Are you giving up on the world-famous Mountain Man sandwich? Ava asked. No one seemed excited about it, Dad said. I don't understand. There's a place in Rochester that has a world-famous garbage plate. That's what they call it. For real. It's nothing but a burger and home fries and macaroni salad covered with hot sauce, and they do great. How is a garbage plate doing better than a Mountain Man sandwich? Dad shook his head. Anyway, let's move on. Who has a new idea? World's biggest pineapple! Emma shouted, dribbling orange juice down her "Hello, my name is Polyester" name tag. Dad wrote that down. Pineapples don't grow here, Marcus said. He poked at his phone for a few seconds. Plus, there's already the world's biggest pineapple in Australia. I want to go there! Emma wiped the juice off of her name tag. They have koala bears. Most fruits and vegetables are spoken for, Marcus said. Castroville, California, has the world's largest artichoke. Elberby, North Carolina, and Strawberry Point, Iowa, Bath claim they have the largest strawberry. I guess the North Carolina one is a building painted red with black seeds, and the Iowa one says that doesn't count. So their statue is the biggest. And Gaffney, South Carolina, has the world's largest peach at the top of a water tower. He squinted at his phone. It looks like somebody's butt. Peach butt, Emma sang, then collapsed into a fit of laughter. Come on, you guys. Focus, Dad said. Excuse me. Any ideas, Ava? World's biggest... I don't know. Maybe she could ask the pencil later which world's biggest and world famous things the pencil might have issues with. The pencil had a lot of issues. Let's get the kids ready for school, Graham said, clearing dishes. Busy day for you guys? We're playing recorders in music class, Emma said. That'll be fun, Graham said. World's biggest sap bucket, Dad exclaimed, writing furiously. I bet nobody's got that. We can look it up later, Ava said, then turned to Graham. I have a vocab quiz in English. And I've got a physics test, Marcus added. Well, good luck, Graham said. I'll say a prayer for you both. I don't need a prayer, Graham. Marcus stood up and slung his backpack over his shoulder. I'm prepared. I'm sure you are. Graham blew him a kiss. So you go answer questions. I'll be here praying, and between the two of us, we'll have it covered. Ava laughed. She didn't know any other families that were so weird about religion. Her parents believed in God, but didn't go to church or talk about it much. Her Aunt Jayla in Vermont was a Buddhist or something. Graham was Graham, and Marcus proclaimed himself an atheist last year. Ava loved going to church with Graham because the stained glass quiet felt so calm. But she still wasn't sure what she really believed. Maybe she'd ask the pencil which religion was actually right. Ava loaded her backpack with her books and folders and the bag of goldenrod galls. She slipped the pencil into the smallest pocket, put on a jacket, and headed out to meet Sophie. Meh! Ethel screamed as Ava ran past. She splashed into a puddle and sighed. Quiz days were bad enough without having a soggy sneaker. Sophie was waiting at the bottom of the driveway, twirling around with a purple umbrella. I have the best idea ever. What's that? Ava was pretty sure it was about the pencil. The pencil seemed to have taken over most of Sophie's brain. We can open up our own business, like we're psychics, and we'll answer questions and tell the future but we're not psychics. Ava pulled her hood over her head. It was starting to rain. And the pencil doesn't tell the future anyway. Sophie jumped up onto the curb and walked on her tiptoes. We don't have to tell the future. We just know things. Like who likes who and where lost homework assignments are and stuff. It'll be fun. Maybe. Ava had actually planned to leave the pencil in her locker today, so she wouldn't be tempted to use it on the vocabulary quiz. But by the time they got to school, the first period bell was ringing, so she didn't have a chance. Ava still had the pencil in her backpack when she got to English. That's where it stayed during the quiz. She only longed for it once, when she couldn't quite remember what the word obdurate meant. But she guessed. Even if she got it wrong, she'd have a grade of 90. You have the goldenrod gal things, right? Sophie asked on the way to science. Ava nodded. We're doing a lab with them today. When they got to Miss Rupert's room, every table was set up with paper towels and a steak knife, as if they were going to eat their goldenrod galls for a snack. Have a seat so we can start, Miss Rupert said from her demonstration table. We're going to be cutting open the goldenrod galls you brought today. If you don't have any, that's okay. I have extras. You'll insert the knife partway into the gall and then twist it. She did that, and the gall split open. What we're looking for is... Miss Rupert squinted at the two halves. Oh, this is gorgeous! She sounded as if she'd found gold, or at least chocolate inside. But then when she walked around, all Ava saw was a wiggly white grub type thing. Here, we have a goldenrod gall fly larva. Miss Rupert went on. This one's lively, but when you cut open your galls, you'll find that not all the larvae have fared so well. Some will have fallen prey to parasitic wasps or beetle, and if there's a visible hole in the gall, your larva may have been eaten by a downy woodpecker or a chickadee. Ready to get started? Ava and Sophie were in different groups for science. Sophie went off to a table with Alex Weinstein and Leo Kim, while Ava left her backpack by the door and set to work cutting open galls with Luke Farnway and one of the Mason twins. Kylie or Marissa? Ava could never tell the difference and figured it was rude to ask. It was a pretty neat lab. Ava's group got off to a rough start when Luke forgot that they were supposed to insert the knife halfway and twist. So he sliced their first larva right in half. But then they found a whole bunch of live larvae in two galls where those special wasps had broken in and eaten the larvae. Whoa, do that again! Someone called from a table across the room. Ava wondered what they'd found. When she looked up, she saw two lab table groups gathered around Sophie, but Sophie wasn't holding a goldenrod gall with a larva or wasp or beetle. She was holding the pencil. Ava put down her knife and rushed over. Why'd you take that out of my backpack? What are you doing? She shouted. I'm showing everybody how we've been working on our psychic powers. Sophie grinned, then started writing on a note card in her hand. Oh, great. Goldenrod gallfly spirits. Psychic Sophie whispered as she wrote. Tell me what rests in the great unknown of the goldenrod gall in Alex's hand. She looked up at the ceiling for a few seconds, then turned to Alex and said, Inside, you will find not one, but 2 live beetle larvae. She mentioned for him to cut the gall open, and everyone gasped when Alex showed the milky-colored larvae inside. Sophie, put that away, Ava whispered urgently, while everyone was busy with Alex and the larvae. We're going to get in trouble. Sophie glanced up at the front of the room. Miss Rupert was busy trying to teach Annika Rock how to cut open a gall without slicing the larva in half. No, we're not. Come on. She held the pencil out to Ava and whispered, You do it. It's fun. Ava shook her head. Put it away. We shouldn't. Sophie, do your psychic powers work with everything? Leo asked. Pretty much, she said. What do you want to know? Farnway's middle name. He won't tell anybody. Dude, she's not going to guess, Luke Farnway said. And I'm not telling you. You'd never hear the end of it. I do not guess. I know. Sophie scribbled on the index card in her hand and announced, "And your middle name is Quackenbush." She said it quietly, but Leo heard and made sure everyone else did too. "Quackenbush? No way!" He might have thought Sophie made it up until he saw the Luke on Luke's face. For a few seconds, his mouth hung wide open enough to catch some goldenrod gallflies. Then Leo burst out laughing, and Luke whirled to face Sophie. "Who told you that?" She made big, innocent eyes. "No one told me that. I just knew." "Quackenbush? Seriously?" Leo made pretend wings out of his arms and started flapping around making duck sounds. "Boys!" Miss Rupert glared from her desk. "Sorry," Leo called, but he didn't stop quacking. He just quacked more quietly. "Shut up!" Luke hissed. "It was my grandma's maiden name, okay? My parents wanted to honor her family, and they didn't figure anybody would ever use it." He glared at Sophie. "Soph, we have to finish this lab." Ava squeezed through the crowd around the table to try again. "Just give me—" But Jessica Bainbridge darted in front of her. "Sophie!" she said, then lowered her voice. "Can you tell me if Jason Marzigolano likes me?" Her face was all flushed. Sophie didn't bother to write that one. "Nope, he doesn't." "Are you sure?" "Positive." "How about Tucker Ulster?" "He's an 8th grader." "Sophie, come on," Ava whispered. Things were getting louder at their lab table. Ava was sure Miss Rupert would be swooping in any second. She wasn't as strict as Mr. Farkley, but when she got mad, she had this super calm voice that was scarier than any yell Ava had ever heard. "Give me the pencil!" Ava whispered urgently. She held out her hand, but Sophie ignored it and started writing casually while she made a show of asking the ceiling if the other kid liked Jessica. "The great goldenrod gallfly spirits say Tucker doesn't know who you are," Sophie told her. "But who knows? Maybe he would like you if he did know." "Hey, Sophie!" Alex shouted. "I'm not going to warn you again. Keep your voices at a low working level." Miss Rupert called, frowning over her glasses. Ava tried again. "Soph, if you don't get back to work, she's going to—" "Sophie!" Tyler Chloe squeezed in front of Ava. "How about using your psychic powers to see where I left my math binder this morning?" "Hold on a second." Sophie scribbled and gazed at the ceiling. "It's in the garage can in the gym locker room," she said. "Luke swiped it and dumped it there while you were shooting baskets before school." Tyler whirled around toward Luke, who held up his hands. "Dude, that's so not true!" He was way too loud. Ava looked up in a panic. Miss Rupert was coming, and she did not look happy. Ava held out her hand urgently. "Sophie, give me the pencil!" "You're such a jerk." Tyler stepped toward Luke. "My homework was in there, and now it's late, and—" "Is there a problem?" Miss Rupert stood glaring at them, hands on her hips. "Yeah, there's a problem," Tyler pointed to Luke. "Luke Quackenbush Varnway threw away my homework." "I did not, and don't call me out on that." Luke pointed at Sophie. "She started all this." Ava watched Miss Rupert's eyes settle on Sophie, and then on the bright blue pencil in her hand. Alrighty, guys, that is the end of chapter 10 of All the Lovely Bad Ones by Kate Messner. Honestly, this chapter really made me nervous. Sophie is going to ruin the pencil. She's either going to make it so annoyed it's just not going to do anything, or Miss Rupert's just going to take it. I hope that Ava stops being friends with her. Honestly, this isn't cool at all. But I guess we'll have to find out in the next chapter of All the Answers by Kate Messner. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and have a good day. Bye, guys. Mwah.